Good morning. In this video we will discuss the modern day place of bull breeds in hunting dogs. And we start with the biggest one. If you look at the biggest bull breed that's still being used in hunting dogs, it is the American Bulldog, especially the Scott type or the Painted Margarita type are used as purebreds in hunting dogs. Johnson dogs not so much because they are extremely bulky. They are powerful, but they also have limited jaw size, so the nose length is impaired, which has detrimental effect on endurance, but also other factors. But once you cross a Johnson type of dog with, for example, a greyhound, this is of course all cured by the longer nose of the greyhound. That being said, still oftentimes they have working programs that include the Scott type more. And the Scott type is a lot less prominent than the Johnson type to begin with, which is quite peculiar. And it sets the Johnson type away less as a performance derivative as you compare it to the more rare Scott type and especially Margarita Painted type. Then if you look at other crosses where bull breeds are present, of course they have a lot of band dogs that also have a similar purpose. So band dogs also carry oftentimes American Pit Bull Terrier blood, but also Bulldog or Mastino or other Mastiff type of blood. And there are dogs that are created at this moment, but also in earlier stages, such as Presa Canario, which are also being used as catch dogs, or other breeds like the Dogo Argentino, which is specifically developed to be a catch dog, especially on hawk and to a lesser degree cougar, puma. Also in other countries, they use bull breeds to incorporate in their hunting dogs, such as in Australia the Bull Arab, which has at least English Bull Terrier oftentimes, or Mastiff blood, or American Bulldog and the likes in its makeup next to running dog type of dog. And sometimes even Australian Cattle Dog, which also has a little bit of Bull Terrier blood in its makeup. Another thing to consider is that there are, if you look down to the smaller derivatives, especially American Pit Bull Terrier is often used, sometimes American Staffordshire Terrier or Staffordshire Bull Terrier, but those breeds are less performance bred and normally are a small percentage, especially when there's no access to American Pit Bull Terrier blood or they want a dog that's a little bit less dog aggressive. That brings me also to the English Bull Terrier, which is often a lot bigger than American Pit Bull Terrier in weight and size. And those dogs are still being used, although they are not that much performance bred, you might say, at least for the dog battles. One would normally get an American Pit Bull Terrier. But there are some countries, for example India, that they have their own performance bred bull terrier, known as the Bull Terrier, which is also used locally for some hunting activities. Same as the bigger one, more of a Danish dog type of breed, the Bully Kuta. But back to the English Bull Terrier, the funny thing is, even if they are not that much performance bred for their original purpose, being a show dog, but also battle ready, these dogs still have their character quite good conserved. So that mix still brings quite a high degree of game type of characteristics. So not to the purest degree, but still they maintain quite a nice level, and that makes them suitable. Also they click very well with other dogs to transfer their characteristics, and they are less dog aggressive. So that makes the English Bull Terrier quite a nice cross. And if you look over the different continents, you see that being used in Europe, for example France. So breeders swear by them. They also interact them with other bull breeds, especially American Purple Terrier. You also have the Staffordshire Italiana project, which incorporates English Bull Terrier and combines it with Irish Staffordshire Bull Terrier, sometimes American Purple Terrier, to make them more healthy. Irish Staffordshire Bull Terrier need some additional comments, because it's more of the working type of Staffordshire Bull Terrier, so to say, and it's not that much used anymore, but it's still quite a performance derivative. And also in the past they were combined with other bull breeds, such as English Bull Terrier, for example, to create Champion Stormer, which is also used as the logo of the Staffordshire Italiano project. Then there are other breeds that have a bull influence and might not be considered as such, being, for example, the Hyde Terrier, which carries, in my opinion, more and more bull over time to create harder dogs, but also soft-coated Wheaten Terrier, and to a very small degree Kerry Blue Terrier, which are of course terriers, but in the past also had infusion of bull blood. And still, to this day, especially to the soft-coated Wheaten Terrier, now and then bull blood is introduced to keep them able to perform at a high degree. Also, these dogs are being used as crosses in lurcher programs, of course, because they carry a good coat and also bring down the hammer when needed. There's a specific type of lurcher known as the Bull Grey, which is very successful and often consists of American Purple Terrier as a source of bull and Greyhound as a sort of running dog. That brings us also to the smaller derivatives, and then of bull blood, and then one could think about terrier types of dogs that still have a little bit of bull in them, or to a higher degree even. One example, I also mentioned the English Bull Terrier. There's also the Bull Russell, which combines bull blood from the miniature Bull Terrier, but also that of the Russells, which also carry some bull in them, although a little bit less than the miniature Bull Terrier. And those dogs are quite good at doing their job, especially Parson Russell Terriers still carry some good degree of bull blood and are still functional. And combining them with a harder type of dog like the miniature Bull Terrier brings a dog that is still not too big and can be used on the ground as well. Other dogs that are more purely used are the Untitled Terriers, you see them here, and Border Terriers, which are often used as a purebred dog, and especially to work underground, so earthwork, but also above ground against raccoons and the likes, sometimes even hawks. But the specialist task is against fox and badger, and sometimes also they use them against raccoon dogs, and in the States also against groundhog. They're also being used more and more against nutria, which is a very big type of rat, next to a purpose as a ratter. And that also brings me to the Plumber Terrier, which was specifically developed as a ratting dog and carries bull blood in it next to beagle and Russell blood. Sometimes also, for example, Untitled Terrier or Border Terrier is used in the lurcher type of setting, but not that often. And why is that? Because these dogs bring the most power for their chest circumference, which makes them quite heavy dogs for their size. So that's good impaired speed. The benefit, however, is that they have good paw strength, strong, good coat and good skin, and they have a hunting drive. because they are very good hunting dogs. Border Terriers not so much anymore, which is quite a pity. But there are some lines that are still being worked and produce very good dogs, but mainly they are completely wiped out by the Hyde Terrier. And there are other terriers with some bull blood. For example, German Hunting Terrier, which is also sometimes crossed with English Bull Terrier especially, but also carries some bull blood on its own from its Hyde Terrier ancestors. Also the Lakeland Terrier is a type of Hyde Terrier, mostly used now as a show dog, but some are still being used also as working dogs. But that brings me back to the Hyde Border Terrier type of dog as a lurcher. If you combine them, however, with whippets and you get them for a brushing dog, so then it is easy and handy that they don't have too much chest circumference because they can push themselves through the bushes. This is a good mix. And why is that? You still have a dog that is able to go underground to a degree, but also can push through the bushes and is faster than a regular Hyde Terrier. An even better cross might be with working line Bedlington Terrier, because those dogs are a lot smaller and also have some influence on the Hyde Terrier, Hyde Terrier breeds in the past. And that brings a dog that's easier to go underground still and a lot more speedy. Have a great day.